So a little while back I was asked to do a comparison video of Echeveria Elegans and its mutation Echeveria Raspberry Ice. I couldn't do the video at the time because it was summer and the two succulents looked pretty much identical. Now that it's a bit cooler, I have a little bit of difference in both coming through, so we can properly compare and contrast. Now, Echeveria elegans is a species that is native to Mexico and it's a very popular plant. It's also very reliable and an absolutely amazing succulent to grow if you like rosette succulents, and if you like Echeverias, I would 100% recommend this plant. Now, Echeveria Raspberry Ice is said to be a mutation of Echeveria elegans where it achieves a little bit more pink when stressed. It is also, or at least it used to be, quite a bit more expensive than just a plain old Echeveria elegans. It's not that much of a difference now when you look at the price, but it's still quite a bit more expensive than if you were to buy Echeveria elegans. So I have a few of both here. I'm going to show you all of them, and I also want you to guess which one is just the plain old elegans and which one is the mutation Raspberry Ice. So we've got this huge cluster here. If you follow me, you would have seen this a few times. We have got two of these guys here, so I'll give you. Then we have got these. I also have two that are neither, but their importance will come a little bit later on in the video. So we've got these guys. And then this one here. Now, have a good guess which one is Elegans and which one is Raspberry Ice. I'll give you a couple of seconds. So, only 3 out of all of these are Echeveria Raspberry Ice. And it's this one. And these two. So I got Echeveria Raspberry Ice from 3 separate nurseries because when plants look this similar, it is very easy to get them mixed up. So I just wanted to make sure that I have got the right cultivar. And they are looking very, very similar in color and in shape. And to be entirely honest, so these guys were quite small when I got them. So this big one was the size of these, and these were just kind of, about a quarter of the size of what they are now. They are very well grown into these deep pots. And they all look very, very similar, and I've had them for about a year now. And to be entirely honest, most of the time, if they were in a tray mixed with normal elegans, I would not be able to tell the difference. I just knew because I had them all together, I have labels on them, and that is the only way I could tell them apart. And even now I have a hard time seeing the difference between the Elegans and then the Raspberry Ice. Now, what may surprise you are these 3 here, because they are very, very pink, but they are just plain old elegans. The reason why they are so pink is because they are stressed. It may be the case that if this was more stressed, it could become a little bit more pink. I have seen photos where they are super duper pink, but they could have been manipulated. I don't know. It is very often the case that when photos are uploaded online and onto online shops, the color is manipulated a little bit so they appear more colorful. So I'm not quite sure whether to believe it, but also it may be that they were more stressed than my plants are. But I will show you just how well grown in these are, and they've been pretty dry as well. So look, that's pretty root bound. Look at those. Like, I can squeeze this quite hard. So this, if this was an amazing cultivar that would become pink easily, this would be super pink. They are also outside, they are exposed to full sun, and it's currently winter. So look at some other succulents that color up during winter. So Echeveria Violet Queen here, look at that. So that's Purple Delight, just some others. Look how vibrant the colors are at the moment. Just some more here. This is just a small portion, but you get the drift. But this, I mean, it's pretty. It's, you know, it's a nice contrast. Just a little bit of pastel pink against the blue. It's very pretty. However, the normal Elegans has a little bit of pink against the blue. And to be honest, I don't think it really is worth it to buy a more expensive Elegans just because it is slightly more pink. But honestly, to me, it's just ever so slightly. And by the looks of it, you can get normal Elegans to be even more pink than that. So that is really the comparison. To conclude, I can't tell anyone how to spend their money, and if you really like to try out the Raspberry Ice, it is a nice cultivar. It is hardy, just as hardy as the normal Elegans. This plant has been outside for the past year. We've had a lot of rain, we've had some heat waves, and look, it looks really nice. It's throwing out a lot of pups, and it's flowering, and the color is quite nice, but it is not that different from just the normal Elegans. If you really want a pink plant that reliably turns pink when the temperatures start dropping, you might as well get Echeveria Violet Queen. I mean, look at that. That's just amazing. So when you compare the two, you can see just how different that pink is. And same with that. And Violet Queen is an amazing cultivar. I love growing these. I've been growing them for a long time, and again, they are grown outdoors. They suffer from very few problems, if any. They do get aphids every now and again, but they don't tend to rot, or they don't tend to suffer from edema or any other water related issues, and they can, when they are well established, tolerate really hot temperatures and a lot of drought. So if you are after a pink plant, there are other options, and a Violet Queen tends to be a lot cheaper than Raspberry Ice as well. So it is entirely possible that some of you may have a Raspberry Ice cultivar that will be more pink than this. With mutations on different continents, they can, mutate further, and the color can be a little bit enhanced. But I have got 3 different plants from 3 different locations, so the nurseries that I got them are in different states, and they still look pretty uniform. So yeah, there you have it. I hope this video was useful. If you would like to weigh in the comments, you can. If you have a Raspberry Ice and it is super duper pink, you can let us know. It is always good to learn from each other and from each other's experiences. And I'll see you all next time.